It's now my distinct honor to introduce one of our most exemplary young scientists, supported by your generosity tonight and for several years previously from the work of Floyd and Barca. The great Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." It is truly my distinct pleasure to introduce Agnes to you. After graduating with highest honors from UPenn, she decided to spend some time determining the next steps in her career, and I was very fortunate to meet her at the Modern Restaurant in New York, a place that I will consistently tell Floyd and my parents here tonight that I rarely, if ever, frequent. I truly beg to challenge any data that they keep on each guest they have that tells us tonight that I've eaten there over 80 times. It's just not true, and I'm a scientist. But better than the food or the wine or the service was meeting Agnes there. She expressed an incredible desire to perform biomedical research, but did not have an outlet to do so. And she has developed into an absolute star in the laboratory, a person who consistently makes everyone around her better, and her accomplishments are numerous. She has co-authored, as I said, 2 prestigious publications as first author in the Journal of the Proceeding of the National Academy of Sciences, graduated with a master's degree with honors from Mount Sinai, was named the Best Thesis Award from our institution, and recently was accepted to the Mount Sinai School of Medicine and currently is a first-year medical student there. This is an incredible accomplishment for someone who truly has made everyone around her, with her grace, her passion, and her commitment to achieve things that are of value to her, to the biomedical research community, but more importantly, to make everyone around her better. I cannot think of a young scientist who makes me more confident in the future of medicine and science. Agnes, please come up.
This is tall. It's a good thing I wore my heels tonight. Hi, everyone. I know it's Monday and Throwback Thursdays, and to my senior year, 2005, each senior received her own page in the yearbook, and she could choose to design it with pictures and quotes of her choosing. And in addition, each senior was given an award, a one-liner that would sum up her personality and express to the world, or those who choose to browse our senior yearbook, who this young woman was and what she was all about. So what award did I receive? I got the Revlon Award for being born with it. And for those in the room who aren't very familiar with that catchphrase, it's the tagline for the makeup brand Revlon. You might have heard it on the television commercial break, some like fabulous leggy celebrity like Kate Hudson saying it. Anyway, so I remember reading this line and thinking to myself, well, I do think I'm pretty fabulous, but what exactly is it? And was I born with it? And reflecting back now, it certainly doesn't seem like I had it at all. Things never came easily to me. I had to actually practice the piano. If I didn't, I resorted to muscle memory because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to read the notes on the page at a concert. In college, I spent hours at the library, my home away from home, writing, rewriting, and writing for a third time all of my class notes over and over. Needless to say, it's a good thing I was a biology major because I just saved all my English term papers for the 24-hour period before they were due. And then there was the time that I applied to medical school, and it didn't work in my favor the first or the second time around. So no, I don't think that I had it, whatever that was. And I didn't coast along without bumps in the road getting to this point. It took dedication, motivation, and hard work, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Having to put in hard work and effort has made success all the more fulfilling. Of course, my own will and determination is just one part of the equation that led me here. The guidance and leadership of others is the second part. The advice and guidance I've received from family, mentors, and peers has ultimately helped me mature from the young girl in the senior yearbook to a first-year medical student at the Icahn School of Medicine. The first responders are my parents. I'm an only child, and my parents have been there since day one. My parents are both in business, so when I told them that I wanted to go into medicine, they were not only happy, but they were extremely relieved. Despite not being familiar with the ins and outs of the application process and the preparation involved in applying to medical school, they've always encouraged me and supported me emotionally along the way. And that's a long way, and I appreciate them very much. I started dating Alec, my boyfriend, right when I began the first application process, and he was my sounding board and my relief. Needless to say, 5 years later, he's still by my side, and he provides continuous support and lots of laughter when I need it. Gautam kind of stole my speech, but I first met Gautam at Surprise, a restaurant in the city. One of his favorites, the Modern, which is no offense to any of the chefs here tonight. At the time, I was working as a hostess part-time and doing research at a lab in Cornell. And as I was at a crossroads in my career, as Gautam mentioned, debating whether to continue medicine or abandon it altogether. When I met Gautam, this gregarious, larger-than-life individual who seemed to have figured out the balance between work and play, although sometimes that balance, I think, swings a little more in the play-life direction. That's okay, it's still inspiring. I knew that I had to pursue medicine, and I wanted to do it with the leadership and mentorship of Gautam. I joined his lab when I joined the master's program at Mount Sinai in 2011, and it was one of the best decisions I made for my career. Gautam has helped mold me from a timidly curious, by-the-book pre-medical student into an intellectually curious and scientifically creative first-year medical student. With Gautam, I learned how to approach and solve problems, a skill that will be invaluable as I carve out my medical career. I have appreciated his leadership and watched admiringly as he developed dual therapeutics from its infancy. Oh, quite a remarkable feat, and I'm proud to have shared in that endeavor. As much as Gautam's kind of loving the praise over there right now, I have to acknowledge that there were others who have been instrumental in my career path and personal development. The students who work in Gautam's lab, some of them are at the far table over there tonight, have been vital in my career path and personal development as well. They're an extension of Gautam's mentorship, and I feel lucky to have had such supportive and encouraging peers during my 3 years in Gautam's lab. We work together in the trenches and learn from one another. Anyone who spent time in the mouse room or the animal facilities at Sinai knows that it's a true bonding experience, having spent many hours down there together. So another individual who's here tonight, I saw Dr. Matthew Galsky, an oncologist at Sinai, is an exemplary physician. His bedside manner and his ability to empathize with his patients is something I will strive to incorporate in my own skill set as a future physician. And of course, Dr. Monet's ID, a collaborator of Gautam's, also provided priceless advice not only on my scientific work, but my medical career as well. I am indebted to Monet for his guidance, and I'm excited to work with and learn from him again this upcoming summer. Mentorship and support has truly shaped my career trajectory, and I'm a better person for it. I know what hard work means, and I know the feeling of accomplishment when you achieve a goal. To get from point A to point B took not only my own drive, but the experience, advice, and support of others too. In medical school, I've learned that organization is key to efficiency. Oftentimes, we receive emails that right off the bat list the high-yield information, so you don't have to spend too much time reading the entire email. Second,